What would you rather? Spending 7 nights in a luxurious villa in the Maldives, living your best life while relaxing on the beach and drinking pina coladas? Or spending 18 weeks between home and the gym, pushing yourself to the limit physically and mentally, tracking everything you put in your mouth and putting your social life on hold while preparing for a bodybuilding competition?
I don't even know what that means.
This is a tough choice, but the answer is clear to me. What do these two things have in common? Apart from the fact that both include getting a tan. Believe it or not, they both can cost about the same amount. To compete in a bodybuilding competition, you're setting yourself up for an additional cost to your regular life of between 4,000 Australian dollars at the lower end and up to as much as
$16,000
at the higher end. For the purposes of this video, I'm taking my upcoming WBFF show as an example, the cost of which might be greater compared to other federations due to the number of events it involves. However, this video should still give you a fair overview of financial expenses involved when entering a female bodybuilding contest. These figures might surprise you, but let's unpack what that total price tag is comprised of. We can divide these costs in 3 categories. Firstly, costs of the preparation, mostly related to getting you in shape. Secondly, costs for the day of the competition. And thirdly, other expenses such as photo shoots along the way.
Please, continue.
Let's start with the costs for the preparation. These are the costs that you incur throughout your prep time, which for this exercise, let's say lasts 18 weeks. Firstly, gym membership. Unless you're lucky like myself and your partner has built you a garage gym, you will need to be a member at a gym, which will be your second home for the 18 weeks. You will want something that has a good range of lifting equipment and machines. The cost will vary on availability of options that are local to you and how nice you want it to be. Number 2, comp preparation coach. You will need an experienced coach who can guide you through the preparation process and ideally be there for you on your competition day. You may have the same person to set your nutrition and training plan, or this could be 2 different people. This can be done either online or in person, depending on what your preferences are. The price will vary accordingly, and depending on the experience of your coach, the amount of time they invest checking in, and how tailored your program is. Number 3, personal training sessions. Some may disagree, but from my experience, having personal training sessions is a must. Apart from having a trainer to monitor your technique and ensuring that you don't slip into complacency with your training, these sessions are helpful when you're running lower on motivation. Again, you can do this online or in person. Number 4, posing sessions. Alongside with training, posing is an essential part of the prep. In some federations, posing can make up 40% of your overall score separate to your physical conditioning. It is said that if you had to choose between a competitor with a great figure and reasonable posing and a one with reasonable figure and great posing, the greater poser will win. The price of a posing coach will vary depending on whether you do this in a class or in a one-on-one session. Number 5, massage and physio. I do one of these at least once per fortnight. When you're training hard, treatments become a necessity to release tight muscles and speed up recovery. Number 6, get ready to spend more on food. On average, while in prep, I spend about $150 more per week on groceries. This is mostly due to having to eat large amounts of protein and the fact that I'm conscious of the quality of the protein that I consume, particularly when it comes to meat. However, the good news is that this amount is likely to be offset by not having dinners at restaurants and not drinking any alcohol. Spending money on restaurants is outside of not only your calorie budget, but also your financial one. Number 7, supplements. To be clear, I'm only talking about supplements that are allowed to be used in natural bodybuilding federations. Some of the staples include protein isolate powder, creatine, L-carnitine, glutamine, fish oil, and magnesium. Number 8, gym gear. Given that you'll be spending a lot of time wearing gym gear, you'll want to have enough to be able to cycle through it. For me, this is partially because no other clothing in my wardrobe fits over the entire course of the prep, as your body changes so much. All up, you're looking at a total of 2.5 and 10,000 for the preparation. I know there is a big gap between the two, but the largest driver here is the professional help you enlist to guide you through the preparation process. Yes, it's expensive, but you're spending months of your life working towards this goal already and making other sacrifices. Don't let yourself down by not getting the best help that you can. Let's now talk about the costs for the show itself. This isn't just a regular day. It's likely that competitors will spend more time and effort getting ready on the show day than they will on their own wedding day. Starting with the most exciting item on this list, the bikini. You want your stage bikini to suit you perfectly, to complement your physique and be something that you feel confident in. The type of bikini depends on the federation and category you compete in. For a WBFF show, you want a more glamorous but tasteful bikini. Think Victoria's Secret show. However, this is different to most bodybuilding federations who favor simpler style bikinis. You can save on cost if you find a second-hand bikini that suits you. If you're getting a new bikini, there are a few options that could be available off the shelf. Otherwise, the most common, fun and expensive option is to have your bikini custom made. The second thing you will need is shoes. The style of your shoes depends on the federation and the category you compete in. Most commonly, you would either need transparent heels or sneakers. With a show like WBFF though, there is more flexibility on choosing your heel style. They need to be tasteful and match your attire. Getting the right heels is super important as you'll be flexing and walking in them. So buying the shoes early and practicing in them is very important. Another thing that you may or may not need depending on the federation is dress or theme wear. For instance, in a WBFF show, competitors also have a round on the stage wearing cocktail dress or a theme wear. These could either be purchased new, second-hand, rented or borrowed. Next thing on the list is jewelry and other accessories. Bling bling! To shine bright like a diamond, you don't need actual diamonds on the stage. I mean, it's up to you. But you do need to be wearing enough bling to pick up those bright stage lights. And surprise, surprise, tan. The shade of the spray tan is separately prescribed by each federation. Usually there will be a tan provider approved by the federation, so you will just roll with that. You can pay some extra to have your tan topped up before getting on the stage. While it may look a bit silly in a day-to-day life, tan is important as the stage lighting washes you out, and without the right shade of tan, it makes it harder to see the evidence of all the work you've been putting in at the gym. Next, hair and makeup for the stage. Your hair and makeup complete your overall look and need to stand out enough but not be over the top. Just go with the providers recommended by the federation. Our next item is optional but popular: hair extensions. Having long hair for the show is not required, but many girls choose to have hair extensions to add to their dramatic look. Next is registration. Registration prices are specific to each federation, but they're usually a few $100s per show. Stage photos. Don't rely on your memory. Stage pics are a must, so that you know how incredible you looked on the day. Prices vary depending on providers used by each federation. Between $2,500 and $5,000 for a single day? Best not to think about it that way. Just factor it into the cost of an entire preparation, spread over several months. Also, to recoup some of the costs, you can sell your bikini and shoes after the competition. Finally, let's review a few additional costs that you may run into along the way. Firstly, travel expenses. Depending on the location of the competition, you might need to travel to another city or country. Luckily, my show in July is in my hometown of Sydney. The next item on the list is specific to WBFF. Registration night expenses. This is the night when all competitors gather to put their names down for the show next day. You could show up to this in sweats and beanie, but chances are you'll want to make an early impression with your fellow competitors and any judges that might be around. And last but not least, photo shoots. This is to help preserve the memory a little longer. You might want to arrange a photo shoot shortly before or after the competition while you're in your peak physique to get the most out of your efforts over the past few months. Get some colorful bikinis, go to the beach and just enjoy looking gorgeous. So there you have it. Maldives, or a show. If you're like me or any one of the thousands of people who compete in these shows each year, the choice is clear. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, click like, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified of any new videos that I publish. I always love hearing from you. Leave a comment, any questions, maybe some suggestions for the next video. I'll answer to your questions and will respond to any comments you leave. See ya! Just I didn't realize how much money was spent. Whoops. Photo shoots might feel like a real luxury, but you've already spent so much money. Doesn't matter anymore.
Photo shots, come on.
Photo shots.
Photo shoots.
Photo shots. Photo shoots. Ah, awesome.
Did you realize how much money we were spending before making this video?
Didn't realize how much money was spent. See you next time.